Hugh, he is a best-selling author. He is a fantastic keynote speaker, and he is the global crypto leader for PWC. Henri Arsalanian is joining us today to give us his take on the current state of the crypto markets, and they are quite exciting. It's great to have you. First off, welcome, Henri. Good to speak with you today.
Thanks for having me.
Let's jump right into things here. I mean, you get a guy like Paul Tudor Jones coming out this morning, giving his blessing, I guess, finally to Bitcoin as far as a holding in your portfolio. Maybe start things off with a little bit of a background for yourself and how you got started in these markets.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm a lawyer and banker by background, actually, and I've been in the broader fintech world for many years. Actually, my journey in crypto started in 2013, really when I discovered Bitcoin via actually a CTO of mine, and the rest is history. I organized my first Bitcoin event in early 2014. At the time, I was the chair of the Financial Services Committee at the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong, and it shows you how much times have changed. At the time when I organized this Bitcoin event, people complained, saying, how can a Canadian event or a Chamber of Commerce be associated with Bitcoin as something that is used by drug dealers? And now you fast forward today and you see how things have changed. So I've been really in it since 2013, full time at my role at PWC, running crypto for PWC since 2017. So, I dream about Bitcoin, and I've been in it 24/7, and 100% of my business now is crypto. So very excited to be with you all and kind of share my passion of the future of money and cryptocurrencies with you all.
And it's great to have that passion. We share that with you as well, Henri. So what does it mean to you when you hear a name like Paul Tudor Jones coming out this morning saying, yeah, buy Bitcoin?
Well, absolutely. It's been a big trend that we've seen over the last, I would say, 18 to 24 months. A lot of the institutional players enter the market. And I'm not talking about the large financial institutions, the service providers, if you want, who are launching trading desks or crypto custody offerings, but also a lot of the buy side as well. And we've seen many of the large, not only hedge funds, but also long-only managers enter the space in recent months. I mean, a good example of this was in 2-3 weeks ago, PWC and AMA and Elwood, we released our third annual crypto hedge fund report. And in there, what was interesting is we surveyed $180 billion of AUM of traditional hedge funds about their views on crypto, and 47% of them are either invested in crypto or are looking at investing in crypto this year. So I think there's to be a lot more announcements as the one we saw in recent days on crypto by some of the large other hedge fund managers from that perspective.
Let's rewind the tape a little bit now, talk about what has happened here. We had the, I guess, halving, 50%, retracement in prices. I mean, we'll get into the Elon stuff and his ability to move this market, but give us your overall take here. Where are we? Where do you think we should be going here?
Absolutely. I think we're still at the very early stage of the crypto, if you want, a revolution from that perspective. If you think about it, really, only in 2016, there was only 5 million people with an account at a crypto exchange. Fast forward that to Q3 of last year, just before the bull run that we had, there was only 100 million people with an account on exchange. I would argue that really over the last, the first quarter of this year, we probably added another 100 million or so. So if you look at it, depending how you slice and dice it, there's not more than 200 million people trading crypto as we speak. That is going to radically change over the next couple of months and years. A couple of drivers there. One of them, obviously, there's more interest, awareness on cryptocurrencies. But second, it's become so easy right now for retail investors to get access to the asset class. And number three, it's really what we're seeing right now with institutional players, not only because of regulatory clarity, but because also there's demand. They're all looking at the record levels of quantitative easing in the system. They're looking at kind of the hedge they can have against potential currency devaluation, potential inflation, as well as actually their own back-end investors asking for it. So I think you have a lot of factors here that are lined up that we're going to see more interest, awareness, and activity on crypto side over the next couple of months and years.
And including, moves last week even that we saw 401k offerings for cryptocurrencies, which can only be positive for the overall market as well. When you see, these tweets from Elon, you see the moves that typically follow in the cryptocurrency markets. What do you take from that? Should there be that much influence from A, social media, and B, one specific person trying to move the market?
Good question. I think from social media, it is what it is. I think we'll always have social media, and I think people expressing views on social media. But when it comes to Elon Musk, I have to say it's been very interesting. In the early days when Elon Musk and indirectly Tesla embraced Bitcoin, obviously he had a lot of fans within the crypto ecosystem. I would argue today, if you ask the average crypto aficionado what he thinks about Elon, the comments may not be that positive. I actually think what Elon Musk, some of the tweets he has been making over the last couple of weeks, make the crypto industry look very childish, frankly. The fact that one person can have such a big impact. This, by the way, combined with the whole Dogecoin phenomenon, really makes crypto look like a kindergarten rumor or a little party. And this is why I think if you look at it, though, there's a lot of people building the future of finance, a lot of institutional investors really building the rails in the infrastructure of the future of money. And unfortunately, this kind of things gets a headline and really draws the attention away from the amazing, groundbreaking innovation that is taking place in crypto, which I'm sure a lot of viewers have been following. And I think that's kind of a shame from that perspective. So if I had one comment to Elon, if one advice I would make to him, I think it's great that has his voice. I wish he would use it to actually showcase some of the benefits of cryptocurrencies, financial inclusion, the ability to send money around the world for pretty much free instantaneously, and also how we're able to really build the next generation of future finance and future money. That's one thing I wish he would do rather than some of these tweets that he's making in recent weeks.
So what's it going to take then, Henry, as far as stability goes in these markets, in these specific cryptos? We can talk about, Doge, as you mentioned, or even, ETH. Still seeing, very, very high volatility. What's it going to take to kind of provide some stability here?
Good question. There's a couple of factors we're watching. First is really the entry of institutional investors, which is really happening. I would say the entry of institutional investors being catalyzed right now, accelerating at paces that we haven't seen before. Second is actually the further development of the ecosystem, especially derivatives. One thing we often forget is really up to a couple of months ago, crypto was probably one of the only asset classes where the volumes in spot trading were higher than that of derivatives. As we all know in traditional markets, the derivative volumes are 5-6 times that of spot markets. Right now, I would say actually we probably tipped it. I would say this year, the last 12 months, the volumes of derivatives are about double that what we see in spot, which is great. The last month, for example, in Bitcoin futures alone, there was $2.5 trillion that was traded, which I think is great. And this, by the way, added to the entry of not only 401ks, like we just mentioned, the broader buy side coming in. I think this is really going to change the game from that perspective. And we should get not only more stability, probably less volatility, but frankly, a bit more mature eyes looking at the crypto ecosystem, which I think would be much welcome from the broader ecosystem as well.
Henry's book, The Future of Finance, was ranked a global top 10 bestseller. Tell us, if anyone's not familiar with the book, what to expect from it.
Yeah, I would say that one of the reasons I wrote my last book was obviously I teach a crypto university. I give a lot of lectures around the world, but I really believe one of the most important things that we need to do right now when it comes to crypto is education. And that's why I endeavored to write my last book called The Future of Finance. And actually, I've been very pleased, like you mentioned, it's been a global top 10 bestsellers in finance. It was actually voted one of the most influential books in fintech in the world. And also, it was a best-selling book at the publisher last year. I'm actually working right now on my next book called The Future of Money, which should come out this year, which really 100% focus on crypto. Really, my goal is anybody who's in traditional finance wants to enter crypto. There's one authority, kind of a Bible that can go read that will give them not only the basics, but also the macro trends going on. And with that, they can come and enter confidently the industry and be able to experience it.
Henry, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. It's a pleasure to get your insight in these very interesting times for these markets. If anyone wants more information, where's the best place for them to go?
The best way is actually social media. As you may know, I have 500,000 followers that follow me on my LinkedIn. I have a weekly show, a 60-second summary of the global crypto developments called the Crypto Capsule. I also share on Twitter at Henri Arsalanian, but also on my YouTube pages where I have a lot of educational content. And my YouTube page now has, again, it's my name, Henri Arsalanian, is not only available in English, but also available now in French, Arabic, and Chinese. And we're launching more languages soon. So that's a good way to find me and the best way to get in touch with me as well.
Henri Arsalanian, a pleasure. Thanks for your insight today.
Thanks for having me.
There we go, guys. A little bit of an insight from a professional as far as the cryptos are concerned. Back over to you.